hi Devon. Today we're going to be learning about how to change time in hours to minutes. We're on lesson 3, chapter 7. So to begin with, I would like you to think about how many minutes are in an hour, how many minutes are in 2 hours, and how many minutes are in 3 hours. So pause the video here whilst you give that a go. So, we should know from our previous lessons that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So we need to double that for 2 hours, which is 120 minutes. And then we need to add another group of 60 for 3 hours, which is 180 minutes. How did you go about calculating that? What knowledge did you use that you already know? You might notice that we are still using that 6 times tables. Okay, multiplying it by 10 to make 60. So how many minutes would be in half an hour? If there's 60 minutes in 1 hour, in half an hour you need to half that, which means there's 30 minutes in half an hour. So, let's have a look at our in focus task for today. It says, Mr. Smith took 1.5 hours to roast some beef. How many minutes did it take? So it finished at 6 o'clock. It took 1.5 hours. How many minutes did that take? Think about the information you've already worked out. I'd like you to have a go at working out how many minutes it took if it took 1.5 hours. Pause the video now whilst you give that a go. So, if 1 hour equals 60 minutes and half an hour equals 30 minutes, 1.5 hours would be the total of the two, which equals 90 minutes. Let's see what method they use in Let's Learn. So they used a similar method here. They knew that 1 hour was 60, half an hour was 30, added them together to make 90 minutes. So well done if you got that answer. Number 2, how long was the cooking time in minutes? So let's see, this turkey was put in at 8 o'clock in the morning and it finished at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, just in time for a Sunday roast. We've been told it took 5 hours. How are we going to work out how many minutes that is? I'm just going to cover this up here and I'd like you to have a go at working out how many minutes it took if it took 5 hours. So if we know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes and we want to find 5 hours, we need to times 60 minutes by 5. So we can use the method that we used yesterday. 0 times 5 equals 0, 6 times 5 equals 30. Together that makes 300 minutes. Right, now we've got some guided practice questions that I would like you to have a go at by yourself. Then we can go through some of the answers together. Number 1, how many minutes have passed? So you need to read the time on this clock, read the time in this clock, and find the difference between the two. So you might want to use your analog clock here to help you work out the answer. These are some digital clocks. You need to work out what 1800 is in 12-hour time. That might be useful. And then how many minutes have passed in order to get to 2 o'clock. Is that morning or is that afternoon? AM or PM? This is something for you to think about. Number 2, there are 24 hours in a day. How many minutes are there in a day? So you need to work out how many minutes for each of these hours. And number 3, Holly took an hour and 15 minutes to prepare an apple pie that serves 8 people. She baked it for 55 minutes. How long was the preparation time? So read that carefully. Pause this video now whilst you give that a go. So for number 1, question A, the time on the clock, the minute hand is on the 6, which means it's 1/2 and it's in between the 2 and the 3. So it's 2:30. So I'm going to write 2:30 to this time here. The minute hand is on the 6 again, which means it's 1/2, and the hour hand is between the 6 and the 7, which means it's 6:30. So 2:30 to 6:30. 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. That's 4 hours that has passed. If we know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes, 4 hours would be 4 times 60. So we're going to use that multiplication method that we've used previously. 0 times 4 is 0, 6 times 4 is 6, 12, 18, 24. That makes 240 minutes has passed in question A. For question B, what is 18:00 in the 12-hour clock? It is 6 p.m. Well done if you managed to work that out. To 2 o'clock, is that in the afternoon or is that in the morning? So if these are 24-hour clocks, that would be 2 a.m. in the morning. So 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. would be 7 p.m, 8 p.m, 9 p.m, 10 p.m, 11 p.m, midnight, 1 a.m, 2 a.m. So that's 8 hours has passed. So to convert that into minutes, if we know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes, we need to times it by 8. 0 times 8 is 0, 6 times 8 is 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. 480 minutes has passed for question B. Question 2, there are 24 hours in a day. How many minutes are there in a day? So with 1 hour, you should have 60 minutes. For 10 hours, what do we need to do to the 60? Well done if you said multiply by 10 equals 600 minutes. So 24 hours. What do we need to do to the 60 now? We need to multiply it by 24. So I'm going to do this by splitting this into 10, 10 and 4. So I'm going to do 10 times 6, 10 times 6 and 4 times 6. I'm going to add them together. $144, but because I only multiplied by 6 instead of 60, I now need to multiply my answer by 10, which equals 1,440 minutes in 24 hours. Kind of similar to a method that we used in yesterday's lesson. Number 3, Holly took 1 hour and 15 minutes to prepare an apple pie that serves 8 people. She baked it for 55 minutes. How long was the preparation time? So if 1 hour equals 60 minutes, 1 hour and 15 would equal what? We need to do 60, add the 15 minutes. 0 add 5 is 5, 6 add 1 is 7. 75 minutes in that box there. So 75 minutes to prepare. So this question tricked you a little bit because it adds in extra information that you don't actually need to answer the question. It adds in information that it serves 8 people. We don't need that information to find the answer. It also added in the information that she baked it for 55 minutes, but it doesn't ask us how long she baked it for. Okay, the information that we need is just here. Okay, so you need to be able to filter through those questions and the information that you've been given in order to find what you need to get to the answer. Okay, so now I would like you to have a go at your worksheet, which is attached on our Google Classroom. It is worksheet 3 on page 188 and 189. It's going to ask you to convert hours to minutes just like we've done here. Any questions, please post on our Google Classroom stream, and you can also access the textbook online with your login, okay, on the Maths No Problem website. Good luck, everyone.